everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today's New Year's Eve and I thought it'd be really fun just to drop in with you, just to have a little chat to you and do a bit of a review of 2019 and see what lies in store for us in 2020. So I thought it'd be quite nice to have a little thought it'd be quite nice to have a chat about the highs, the lows, the successes, the failures, and what my best and worst makes were for 2019, and see what you think as well. So let's start with the highs. So I think for me, over the last 12 months, what the best bits of it have been actually meeting up with and making new sewing friends, and just getting more involved in the sewing community. As I've mentioned before on this channel, I am quite isolated where I live, in the fact that I don't have many sort of real life friends where I live, and being part of the sewing community has been a real way for me to make new friends, and I've really enjoyed actually having the opportunity this year to meet up with people and make real life friends from what were initially online friends. So that's been really cool. Going to the two retreats that I've been to, obviously I've been down to the Isle of Wight twice in May and October and met the lovely Sian from Kittenish Behaviour, Anna from You Got Me in Stitches, and some of my lovely subscribers as well that watch my channel that were at the retreat as well. It was really lovely to be able to have the opportunity to do that and have weekends where, you know, you're with like-minded people, and it was just so much fun, so relaxing and so good for my mental health that I enjoyed it so much. So that was the first time that I've ever done anything like that, and it was just really good fun. So if you ever do get the opportunity to go on a sewing retreat, I would highly recommend it. I mean, before I went to anything like that, I must admit I was really nervous about meeting people in real life, because when people see you on a channel like this on screen, it's very different to obviously how you are in real life, and I was always a little bit nervous, thinking, what if people don't like me, or that kind of thing. But I think we all have those anxieties, don't we? And real life was absolutely fine. So so please, if you do get the opportunity to go, don't let that kind of thing put you off, because everybody really is lovely, and we're all adult women, aren't we? There may be a few men amongst you as well, but on the whole, everybody's just really friendly, really welcoming, and we're all in it for the same thing, aren't we? So that's been a really, really good thing. On the back of that, having the opportunity to meet up with other people that I've met through the sewing community as well, such as Jay from the Camden Stitch, who I met back in May when we went down to London for the weekend, and that was just fabulous. It was so lovely to meet her, and we've become really good friends, and I'm so grateful for her friendship. She's such a lovely, lovely lady, and I'm just hoping things like that will go from strength to strength, and I'm really, really focusing on 2020 being able to take part in more the social side of the sewing community, I think. And if there are any more events happening, especially up here in the north, I'm hoping that I'll be able to travel to them and take part in them. That would be really nice. I think one of the other highs from this year as well, which is not so much sewing related, well, it's not sewing related at all, was going to Canada. That's been a dream of ours since me and my husband met over 25 years ago. And to be able to finally go there was just incredible. And I am so aware that I have not yet uploaded my Stitched Up in Canada vlog, and I am planning to do it. It's all there on my computer ready to be edited, but I've just not got around to it. So I really need to do that, because I want to show you, for those of you that don't live in Canada or have never been, I really want to show you just how great that country is. So that was a massive, massive high this year. On top of that was learning bag making as well. Obviously that happened at the retreat, and it was great fun. Really enjoyed it. Makes such a difference from dressmaking, because obviously you don't have to worry about fitting or anything, but you do have to worry about accuracy. That's the other side of it. And learning those new techniques using hardware, etc. It was really good fun. And I'm desperate to make more bags. I just don't seem to have enough hours in the day to do everything that I want to do. So the lows then, coming to the lows. Now I had to really think about this, and to be honest, there aren't really many. There's only a couple of lows. I think I'm trying to be much more of a positive person. I think in the past I've always tended to be a glass half empty Is that the right phrase? I think it is, isn't it? And I'm trying to be more positive for my own mental well-being rather than anything else. And I think the main thing is that with regard to sewing is that I haven't stuck to as many pledges as I've said that I would, and that frustrates me because I tend to be quite an organised person, and when I'm very much into goal setting. I like to have goals to work towards, and I find that that's how I work better. And I hate it when I set a goal and I don't reach it, and I've found that I've been doing that a lot with my sewing this year, and including this channel as well, particularly with things like some of the sewing challenges that are out there. I think they're really great to sort of focus your mind, or if you're feeling a little bit stuck and you've lost your sojo, there can be a fantastic way to get that back and to really think about, you know, trying something new or just trying to get your head back into gear. And I've started quite a few sewing challenges and quite often not seen them through. And I think that's because I've just either got too busy or been sidetracked by something else. And yeah, that's frustrated me a little bit. And on top of that, there's also other things with my channel where I've said, particularly with my plans, I think sometimes I'm over ambitious of what I can achieve in a month, but I just see so many things that I want to do, and I'm never quite sure which one I want to do first, but then something else will come out halfway through the month, or I'll just suddenly get some inspiration and then those things get put to one side. So I don't always carry those things through. I think as well, you know, there's so many sew-alongs that I want to do, so many new patterns and pattern reviews I want to do, and sometimes I think I just let this all overwhelm me and then just get sidetracked. And I think I really need to think more in 2020 and be a bit more focused and a bit more considered with what plans I plan to do, and not try to be too ambitious with what I can achieve. I think the only other low I would say is my weight gain as well. Many of you will probably have similar issues to me. I've always been a yo-yo person, and as regards to my weight, and yeah, this year I've gained a fair bit of weight again, and I'm not happy about it. But you know, we've just had Christmas as well, which, you know, that always messes up lots of people's dietary plans, doesn't it? And I'm no different at all. But yeah, I've found that this year I've gained a fair bit of weight. I think there's many reasons for that. I'm quite an emotional eater, so you know, when I'm under stress, I'm not the type of person that stops eating. I go the other way and will eat emotionally, and I've not been running as much because I've been working, and yeah, you know, the inevitable happens, doesn't it? But we all have to sort of be kind to ourselves, don't we, and learn to live with those kinds of things that come up that cause these issues. And but you know, it's meant that some of the fabulous things that I've made this year I can't actually fit in at the minute, and that's really frustrating. So, and also I think I don't want to be not making things waiting to get slimmer again, because that's just, you know, we've got to, at the end of the day, I'm a big believer in making something that fits you now, but it's about what fits me, that I feel good in and I feel I look good in. That sometimes doesn't always match, and it's difficult. So yeah, I'm struggling with that a bit at the minute, but I'm hoping with the new year coming up tomorrow, or for those of you that are over in the Southern Hemisphere, it's already New Year, isn't it? But us in the Northern Hemisphere, we're still in early evening of New Year's Eve of 2019. So I'm hoping from tomorrow, well, it won't be tomorrow because we've still got too many nice things in the house. But very soon I should be able to get back on track and hopefully just get myself in better shape for springtime and get back into some of those fabulous clothes that I've made this year. So moving on to my best and worst makes of 2019. I think there's three things that I've picked out of everything that I've made this year, and there probably has been a lot. I'm saying probably because I haven't actually kept track of what I've made this year. I think the only way I could do that would be to go back through Instagram or back through all my vlogs that I've uploaded over the last 12 months and pick those things out, which would just take too long. So I've been thinking the things that spring to mind, and the three things that really spring to mind One is my Sylvia Coatigan that I uploaded a couple of days ago, and that I love that coat so much. It's really lovely, it's really warm, it's well made, and I've got the fit nailed quite right now, I think, having made it before. So I love it. I absolutely love that coat. So yeah, that's probably one of my highlights. I think the other highlight is my Deer and Doe Scirocco jumpsuit. I'll put a picture of that up here. That was obviously, as soon as that was released as a pattern, I bought it straight away and made it up in that fabric, and I love it. I absolutely love it. But again, having just discussed my weight gain, I cannot get that well. I would be able to get it on because it's very stretchy, but it would not look very nice on me at the minute. So it's not the right weather anyway, but I'm hoping by springtime I'll be able to get that back on. But I love that. I absolutely love that jumpsuit. Really love it. So yeah, that's another one of my highs. And I think the other thing as well is shirt making. This year I've made 3 or 4 shirts actually. I've made one for myself, and I've made the McCall shirts. For those of you that watched my Vlogmas, yeah, I made the McCall shirt. I can't remember the pattern number, but I'll put a picture of it up here. One for my husband and one for my son for Christmas. And I haven't actually talked about it since, but yes, they both love their shirts. They fit them perfectly. But I'm going to take some pictures of them in them. So I'll probably put that into my next vlog so that you can have a better look. But yeah, I've worked quite hard on shirt making this year. I think collars are always, I wouldn't say they're difficult, but they do need precision and care. And when you're a sort of novice or beginner sewer, they can be quite daunting to work with collars, to try and figure out how they all fit together. So although I've made a few shirts, well, I would say shirt dresses rather than shirts in the past, I've always found that collars were never quite right, and buttonholes can be a problem as well, as we all know, with our temperamental sewing machines that don't always like buttonholes. But yeah, the shirt making I've really worked on this year, and I'm really pleased with how that's come on as well. So I'm really excited to sort of do more shirts next year, both for myself and my family, and make more shirt dresses as well, because I do love a shirt dress. So misses, then, the things that didn't go so well this year from a sewing perspective, I would say there was a couple of Vogue dresses that I've made. There's this one, which I think is the Vogue V9124. I'll put a picture of it up here. I love this pattern. When I bought this pattern, I thought, yeah, that's so cool. It's lovely. I love the tiers, the frills, all that kind of thing. And then I made it up and tried it on, and I felt so frumpy in it. And most of you agreed that it was not the best silhouette for me at all. I did make a massive error with the tier on the bottom, because I didn't do enough of it, so it's not gathered enough, so it was a bit of a fail. But even so, despite that, I still, when I actually put that dress on, thought, nah, this does nothing for me at all. So I think it's really interesting to sort of, makes you think a bit more about the styles that you like, and the styles that you feel good in, and the styles that suit you. And yeah, that sort of opened my eyes a bit, really, because I still don't think I've totally found my style. I still think that I'm always swayed by patterns on body shapes that maybe aren't my body shape, and things that I, think look really, really good. But on me, they don't look so good. I'm not the type of person yet that's found that I need to stick to that style of trouser, or that style of dress, or that style of skirt, because I tend to just get focused on a pattern and think, I love that, I want to try it. There are a few things that I recognise now that don't suit me, things like gathered skirts. I think there's very few people that they do suit, to be honest, mainly because they just can add so much bulk around your middle, and you've just got to have that that kind of figure. I'm not suggesting for a minute, you guys out there, if you want to go ahead and make gathered skirts and wear them, then that's absolutely fine. I'm just thinking, for me, I on me, they add too much bulk, and I think they're really difficult to pull off. I certainly can't pull them off at all. So yeah, I would say that's probably been my biggest miss this year, apart from, I think, adapting my changing body as well, because obviously with my weight gain and with weight loss, I'm not always quick enough to adapt my patterns to match that, which means that things end up either being a little bit too tight or being too slack. So I need to work on that a little bit more as well, I think. But apart from that, I wouldn't say anything else has been amiss. I think the reason for that is because I think that, even the projects that don't always work out really well end up teaching you something anyway. So we learn something from everything that we make, even if it's not a complete success. So I think that's probably the limit of my misses this year. So that leads me on to finally 2020, because I can see that I've already been chatting to you for over 15 minutes now. But yes, my plans for 2020. The first one is fabric. Now, you all know how much fabric I have in my stash, and I love fabric, and I've been so good in the sales this year that I haven't bought any after Christmas. But moving forward into 2020, and I know that I made this pledge last year that I was going to use up a lot of my fabric out of my stash, and I have, but I've probably replaced it and more. Well, this coming year, my main focus is going to be, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to buy fabric, because I will be buying fabric, because I love fabric, and that's just not realistic. However, I am going to be more considered in my fabric purchases. So I'm going to be looking at good quality, and just instead of thinking, oh, I'm attracted to all the pretty fabrics and buying everything that I like. Not that I do that, but you know what I mean. I think I'm just going to think about things a little bit more and take more time over what I buy, and think how I'm going to use it, what I'm going to make with it, and just, I think, step back a little bit and try to put more thought into what I'm buying. So that's my first one. My next one, I would say, is that I'm going to include some more chatty vlogs on my channel over the coming 12 months, like a bit like this one and the one that I did the other day. You guys seem to love them. You seem to like following me around and seeing what I get up to during my routines and my normal days, and I thought that I would probably include some of that in my channel. This channel is always going to be a sewing channel, because that's my primary love, and I certainly don't want it to turn into a channel where you guys think she's going off on a tangent, and you come here for sewing. I get that, and it will always be a sewing channel, but I might some days just include a little bit more of the chatty style vlogs like this that I think you guys seem to enjoy. There's going to be more pattern reviews on this channel rather than plans videos, I think, because I don't want to I think over the last 12 months, when I look back, I've done plans videos every month, and quite often a lot of those plans haven't been fulfilled. So I think what I'm going to do moving forward is I'm going to still hopefully do the weekly or twice weekly vlogs in 2020. But I think one of them, or probably not every week, dependent on how busy I am, but they're going to be a lot more pattern reviews. So I might not always be able to do a plans video per se, but what I will be doing is when I choose something and make it up, I will then do a pattern review. And you guys love the pattern reviews. I love pattern reviews. I love going onto YouTube, choosing a pattern out of my stash, and then seeing if anybody else has made it and what they thought of it. I love doing that, and I think it's really helpful no matter where you are in sewing, whether you're a beginner or even more advanced. It's always really helpful to see the real life thing made up by somebody else and what they found with that pattern. So I think they're really valuable, and I'm planning to do lots more of those rather than specific plans videos in 2020. And the final thing is that I'm going to spend some more time on coat making. This is a perfect example of what I've just been discussing, because at the beginning of December, I plan to make the birder coat. I'll put a picture of that up here, and I haven't even started that yet. I have got all the bits and pieces that I need for it now, and the notions that I need, but I've yet to get started. And I think my plan with 2020 is to really look at more tailoring and yeah, get on with making that coat is going to be the main thing, I guess. Yeah, I really want to get that done. So I'm definitely going to do that in 2020. So I think really that's probably enough. I've been chatting to you now for nearly 20 minutes, and yeah, it's been a good year. There's been some, there's been some negatives as well. As you all know, or those of you that were following me over Vlogmas know, that, yeah, my dad's in hospital at the moment. He's been in hospital since the beginning of December. No idea when he's going to come out, and things will certainly change massively when he does come out of hospital. It certainly won't be how it was before. So there's some big changes in our family coming over the next few months, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. That's how things go, isn't it? So I'm absolutely okay with that now. It was a little bit of a emotional time during December while that was going on, but things are fine now, and I'm really looking forward to 2020 and the start of the next decade. I think it's exciting about where it's going to be, where we're going to be heading. I can't wait to see what's coming up from the sewing community in the next 12 months and beyond, as I'm sure you all are as well. And I just really want to say a huge thank you to you all for continuing to support me and continuing to interact with me. And yeah, it's just amazing. It's been a massive bonus to my life over the last couple of years, actually, since I started vlogging. And I really, really appreciate every single one of you that joins me and messages me or whatever. It's really lovely. So thank you so much. Yeah, if there's anything at all you want to ask me or you want to suggest for my channel, you can either leave it in a comment down below, or if you want to contact me in a more private manner, you can email me as well. My email address I will leave down below, so you've got it. I don't tend to check emails every day, but I hope to do it at least once a week. So yeah, that's absolutely fine. If you want to get in touch with me, please feel free to do so. So I guess all that's left for me to say is Happy New Year, happy 2020. Let's say goodbye to 2019 and welcome in the new year with an absolute bang. I hope that you're all having a fantastic time celebrating wherever you are in the world, and let's look forward to what the new year brings. So until next time, I will see you on the other side. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.